Hi friends, in this session we are going to discuss about the topic attributes. As we have already seen entities in the before session, entities are the one which is represented the living and non-living components, whereas the attributes tells all about their properties and what are the behavior and everything is done by these attributes. And let's see about these attributes in detail. An attribute exhibits the properties of an entity. That is, it explains what are the properties of entity. Suppose we have already seen before in the student entity. Suppose we consider it as a student entity. We have so many attributes like name, age, roll number. All of these attributes are connected to a single entity. What are these attributes tells about this entity is it tells about the properties of this entity. So what an attribute can be defined as a property of an entity, and attributes are represented in the oval shape in the ER diagram. As we have discussed already this point, I'm not going too deep in this point. And next, we have key attributes. Key attributes are uniquely identifies the entity from an entity set. It underlines the text of a key attribute. Key attributes are nothing but the primary key values. Primary key values are the one which can be uniquely identifies the certain particular data of a particular student. Suppose in a class we have unique roll numbers for the each person in a class. These unique numbers are considered to be as a key attribute for that entity. Suppose here in the student address, age, name are can be similar, may or may not be similar, but roll number is unique for the student in a class. And composite attribute, here attributes can be of different types like key attributes, domain, multi-valued, composite, derived, stored, single valued, simple. We'll go through all of these attributes now. As we have already discussed about key attributes, next we will jump to the domain or composite attribute. Now in the composite attribute, an attribute that is composed of several other attributes is known as composite attribute, represented by ovals connected to the ovals. So suppose we consider an attribute. Suppose here in this example, name is an attribute. If we consider name to be further divided into first name, middle name, last name, these kind of representations can be considered as a composite attribute. So these example can be explained here as well. As we can see here, student has a course, age, name can be further divided into first name, last name and L name. Here these pink color representation shows the composite attributes, and here the roll number is underlined with the blue line, which is called as the key attribute. And now we'll see about the multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute are the attribute which can possesses over one value. Those attributes are called multi-valued attribute. That is, a value can have more than one number. Suppose a person can take more than one course for his graduation as well in some universities. In this way, if a attribute considers more than one value, then it can be termed as a multi-valued attribute. These multi-valued attributes are represented in a double vowels, as we have discussed below before. And here in this example, suppose we have student has the name, student has age, student has roll number, student also has a phone number, but he can have two phone numbers. Suppose his parents or mother phone number, father phone number. These kind of information of double phone number, double values, all multiple values can also be stored by this multi-valued attribute. That is, phone number can be of two kinds here. And here derived attributes, an attribute derived from other attribute of the entity is known as derived attributes. What are these derived attributes? Derived attributes are the one which can be further subdivided from sub attributes. Like here we have already seen name is divided into first name, second name and last name. This is a composite attribute, whereas derived attribute in the sense it can be based on the student, that is entity. We can derive these from the student table. Okay, they can be represented in dashed oval representation. In this way we can represent these kind of entity attributes. So next we have domain attribute. Domain attribute is the one which allows possible values for that attribute, for that entity as well. Then suppose we have a set of possible values that can attribute can take, is called a domain of attribute. If we consider for example day attribute, for day attribute we can have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, up to Sunday we can have any of sort of these days for this day attribute. If we consider digit attribute, in the place of day attribute we can have 0 to 9 kind of digits. For these kind of particular domain system is called domain attribute. And here the next we have simple attribute. If an attribute cannot be divided into simpler components, it is simple attribute. Suppose if we see here example of an employee, employee salary, employee name, employee ID. Three kinds of attributes we have considered here, where employee ID is unique and can't be divided into further types like employee ID 1, employee ID 2. No, no. So we can't divide this employee ID into further types. So it is termed as a simple attribute. But in the case of salary, we can divide it like hourly based or daily wage salary, and in the name we can divide first name, last name, but we can't divide like in this format for the employee ID. So as this is unique, it is termed as a simple attribute. Next, we have single valued attribute. If an attribute can take only a single value for each entity instance, it is a single value attribute. That is, if a attribute can take only single value for an entity without considering multiple values, then it considered to be as a single valued attribute. Suppose in the previous example, as we have already seen in the previous example, here phone number takes multiple values. It's not a correct multi-valued, it's kind of multi-valued attribute, but it is not a single valued attribute. Single valued attribute is the one which takes only one values but not more than one values. Single valued attribute is an opposite to the multi-valued attribute. Okay, here in the example, as we can see, age of a student is the single valued attribute because it is the only one value for a particular student. So age can be defined only one for a particular student. You can't have age 20 as well as 21 in the same year, no. So you can define age as a unique factor. Or okay, next is stored attribute. Stored attribute is an attribute which needs to be stored permanently in the stored attribute. That is, if a student is entered into a school taking admission, his name has to be stored permanently without changing, but his age according to the years changes. His student ID according to the class sessions also changes, but his name can't be changes. It will be permanent for further classes as well, so that these should be stored permanently. These kind of attributes are known as stored attributes. This is all about the attributes in the DBMS. In the further sessions, we will see more topics in the DBMS. So, if you hadn't gone through my DBMS playlist, please go through it and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And these get motivated to me to do more videos on this topic. And if you want any topic from my side, please comment in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.